left field. It's deep. It's going. Yes! And it is gone. Yes!
He steps up his head and falls forward. And he fumbles the football and the Eagles have it.
Saquon Barkley's the guy. He's going to take it. Touchdown from 65.
All right, we welcome you to 215 Sports Podcast. We hope you all had a good Christmas and the new year coming right up. I'm Andrew Gloverson. Across from me is Tyler.
What's going on, everyone?
And it's a good thing that the Eagles won the NFC East a week ago, beating Washington, because if they were still vying for an East spot in this game against the Buffalo Bills, oh man, this was the Eagles played the Packers, and they won 10-7, and I thought that was the worst game. This game versus the Bills might top that.
I don't know, man.
The Eagles have got the cherry on top for some of the worst games of football played this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the things that I definitely want to just state, not as like an excuse or a cop-out or anything, but that weather that they were playing in yesterday was freaking brutal. You do have to admit that. That
obviously,
sleeting,
freezing sleet rain,
and it just kept getting heavier and heavier throughout the entire game, and it's like, oh my goodness, is it ever gonna stop?
They played in a bunch of bad weather games, whether it's been like windy, or it's just been freezing, or it's been way too hot,
or it's been snowing. They played in a game where it snowed, it just didn't accumulate, right? It was snowing during the game, it's just that it wasn't like building up on the field. Who was that against? Was that against Green Bay? Was that the game in Green Bay?
Yeah, that was Green Bay,
yeah.
Where it was supposed to snow.
I mean, they've had that. They had the Lions game where there was like 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
They had
I'm trying to think
Raiders game where it was freezing cold, Tampa Bay where it was super hot.
I was about to say Tampa where like
and now this
on
game
the field
where it's
temperature was 100.
Rain, but that shouldn't excuse the team. They should be able to and be prepared to play in all types of weather.
But I think there is something to be said for the fact that they won all of those games. Even though they weren't exactly
like
pretty.
The kings of bad weather.
They did win all of those games when the weather has not been favorable. And more often than not, you're going to get a lot of unfavorable weather in the playoffs, unless you're going to like Tampa Bay or something like that. But Philadelphia's case, they're not going to have to.
Yeah, they're going to get that home. They're going to get that home playoff game.
Right. And then they're going to either have to go up to either Seattle, most likely, which that's a cold place, just like here, where you're going to have bad weather.
Or they go up to Chicago, where it's going to be another cold atmosphere.
Exactly.
But
so they have proven they can win those games.
What if Chicago loses and they go play Seattle? But what if Seattle doesn't get the 1 seed? Then they had to go to San Francisco.
Or Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
In which case, it'll be a nice fair weather game, most likely, where it's not going to be like 30 degrees. It'll probably end up being, let's see, like 60 or 50 something.
Well,
probably.
Los Angeles is in the dome. They already played there.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Jake Elliott couldn't hit a field goal and Hurts threw like a million turnovers.
Last night's game was in Santa Clara, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For San Francisco. And then
that was a
they didn't seem to have any weather issues during that game.
That's real football right there, 42-38. But meanwhile, the Eagles scrape out a 13-10 win every other weekend with, 3 yards in the second half.
And that is the thing that worries me, is just seeing how these other teams have the offenses they do. It's like, can Philadelphia's offense keep up with them?
Absolutely not.
But it's also in the same breath, you're sitting there and you're like, well, look at what all of those offenses have done against the Eagles. Bears only got 24 points? They put up 38 last night. Detroit only got 16. Packers only got
7.
Yeah, 7. Like
the Rams only scored 26. That's
these
the
are
most
all
that they scored.
These are all pretty powerful offenses, I think, that anyone would argue. Offenses that on any given day could probably go for 35 to 40 points, or they at least have the potential to. And the fact that you've been able to hold them under 25 points in 5 out of 6 of those contests is pretty impressive.
Yeah, the defense deserves a statue. Take down the Rocky statue and get every single member on the defense and just
Or just give
build
Vic
a statue.
Just
yeah.
give Vic a statue. Just give it to Vic.
And then give Vic Fangio the statue as well. Because, oh my goodness, if they had like an average defense, or even like an above average defense, they'd probably lose by
They'd be getting
3 to 4, even 5 scores. I would feel like.
they would be probably with an extra 3 or 4 losses. You would have to say.
Yeah, definitely, because they would have never beat Green Bay
Wouldn't
or
have beat
Detroit
LA.
or LA, or the Cowboys or any team like that.
Probably wouldn't have beat Tampa Bay because remember the
Yeah,
defense
probably
played
not.
awful in the first half, and then in the second half they clamped down, and I don't think they allowed any points to Tampa Bay in the second half of that game, did they?
They would have probably lost to Dallas twice. So, yeah,
Yep.
this team could be very different if it wasn't for this defense. So, I mean, round of applause to them. I mean,
Plus, Jalen Carter looks healthy. He looks great.
Jalen
yesterday.
Carter coming back, having a fantastic game, got a sack,
Yep.
and then had that field goal block. Because that's the second one of the season.
That was a huge block too.
That's
because
just-
that
yeah.
changed the dynamic
changed
of
the
how
game.
of how Buffalo was going to attack. Because they no longer were
Yep.
like, oh, if we get a touchdown, we win. No, if you get a touchdown, it's just tying. That made them have to go for 2.
Yeah, they could have tied it. They could have just tied it, and they would have won to overtime. But instead, they took the risk because, he blocked that field goal. Let's not risk that again. But clearly didn't work for him. Josh Allen missed his guy wide open.
That was an awful throw, dude. That was
Yeah.
awful throw. I understand that there was someone that was chasing him, but I mean, it's not like he didn't have time to sit there and throw the ball. Like, he still had a couple of steps before the defender was going to get to him. I don't know. I can't remember who exactly was chasing him, was pursuing him as he was throwing.
They were getting pressured. Josh Allen was getting pressured almost every single snap, I felt like. Whether it was Jalix Hunt, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis.
Yeah, the defensive
Ojomo,
line played
the defensive,
fantastic.
Everyone was going out there.
James Cook got held to under,
Yep.
50 yards, I feel like, or 60
James
yards.
Cook got nothing.
Yeah.
There was no really big plays except for that one where Quinyon
got the penalty.
got the penalty.
But,
yeah.
other than that,
Some nobody. But besides that, it wasn't nothing.
yeah, and that penalty was a little.
Yeah,
I guess on the replay he is grabbing.
the officiating
jersey,
was a little bit
but
iffy this game.
It definitely was. There's definitely been. There were some weird, or not weird, just some calls yesterday that you're sitting there and you're like, did you really need to call that? Or there was another game that was on, 1:00 game, where a ref called something with 2 minutes left to go, and it ended up giving the team the first down and basically winning them the game. And it was for some very remedial penalty that they called, where even the announcer on the broadcast was sitting there and he was like, dude, you're really gonna sit
This
there
isn't
and
even a
make that
penalty."
call in this game? I think it was the Cleveland and the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers
Yeah, that was a
game.
terrible game.
And he was like, seriously, you're gonna make that call at this stage in the game where you probably could have just let that go, and now the game's over because you made that call? And I was like, geez, it's bad when the guys who are in the booth are sitting in there ripping the officiating, being like, oh, I can't believe they would do that. And then on the post game, everyone Gronk's sitting there you want to see the players win the game. And it's for once, Gronk, you actually have a solid point.
So here's a reminder that being an NFL kicker is a weekly audition. So the guy who got his PAT blocked for the Bills just got cut.
Yep.
Just got cut.
What was his
crazy.
name?
Michael Badgley.
Yes.
Because he was on
It
the
was
Colts earlier in
Prater
the season.
at one point
It was
earlier.
Prater, yep.
Uh-huh. And then
I guess Prater's hurt or something.
no, I think they released him because I think he got signed to another team. I think Matt Prater.
Yeah, the kicker situation is a lot of kickers you see every single year, and then the Eagles still stick with Jake Elliott after missing 8,000 field goals in a row.
Yeah.
That's the next thing I want to talk about. Jake Elliott. I mean,
They got to get a new
this
kicker
is
next
this
year,
is going to
dude.
be a problem, especially if you're in the home game, in the home playoff game in Philadelphia. If it's windy, and
You can't be missing field goals.
you're
at
sitting
home.
there at your 35-yard line. It's 4th and 3, or it's 4th and 5, and you have to go for it because you can't have faith in Jake Elliott to kick a field goal from 50 yards.
Nah, because Jake Elliott is proved, not only just this year, but last year included, that he has not got the leg that he used to have, and he's just not accurate from 50 yards anymore. Because it's not like he doesn't have the leg. Like, all of these have plenty of leg and distance. It's just he doesn't have the accuracy.
He doesn't
I don't
have
know
the
what's
accuracy,
up with
yeah.
his accuracy.
Every field goal he missed in Washington went wide to the left.
Yeah, so
From 43. Like, that's usually like a chip shot for most players, and it went wide left. And then he tried again from 57. It didn't go. And then they gave him a penalty. They're like, you know what? Just miss for a third time in a row. Here's a penalty. Obviously, that didn't happen. But the penalty got him up to the 52, and he still missed.
Yeah. And that's because I remember there was a point earlier in the season where we were like 7 or 8 games into the season, and we were sitting there talking about how it was crazy, the amount of 50 and 60-point field goals and all that stuff this season. And you look at like Jake Elliott during that week, and you see he was only like 2 for 4 on field goals attempted of 50 yards or more. And you're sitting there like, he's only attempted 4 field goals of 50 plus? Like, they're not even trusting him to give him a shot to prove that he can make 50. Like,
But the good thing
why are you keeping him around then, though? If you knew that early in the season.
The good thing from Buffalo was that he was making field goals.
Yeah.
Granted, they weren't like
They weren't exactly
60-yard bombs. I think they were from like 30 and 40 yards. But it was good to see him just simple, clean field goals. Because if they don't get those field goals,
they end up losing the game.
They end up losing that game.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not really like they played lights. I mean, the defense was lights out.
The defense was lights out, yeah. But the offense, on the other hand.
The offense, in the second half, they can't keep doing this where we're only going to possess the ball for 3 minutes of the fucking second half.
It's seriously like what you said, the play to not lose.
Yeah.
17 yards of total offense in the second half, 4 3-and-outs.
They get ahead, and then they play to not lose.
Imagine, I'm telling you that the defending Super Bowl champions won a game in which the second half, they couldn't even get 2 first downs.
Yeah, ridiculous.
0 completed passes. Yo,
they got
how much
one first down.
Yo, AJ, how much passes did you catch today? Goose egg?
Yep.
Here comes another tantrum.
Oh, wait, no, he got 1 catch, didn't he? Or 2? I think he had 2 catches.
Well, he didn't find his way into the end zone, so that's
no,
a
he
tantrum
definitely
for him.
did not.
Dallas Goedert was the only touchdown for the Eagles.
Yep. And honestly, him and that one Devontae Smith play were like the only 2 plays that I feel like went over 10 yards.
Yeah, besides a couple of Saquon Barkley runs, that was about it.
Yeah. Like, there was nothing downfield all game. They didn't even try to, like, go deep,
for both
I feel
teams.
Like. Yeah.
The Bills only had 2 explosive plays.
And I feel like that definitely has something to do with the weather. The fact that neither team was even attempting to throw the ball downfield. Because even when Buffalo had the ball, Josh Allen wasn't sitting there throwing the ball more than probably 10 to 15 yards at a time through the air. So neither team was, airing it out, which I guess you would expect from a game where it's like 30-something degrees.
If it was like clear skies.
Right, and then maybe it's a bit
no rain
different.
in the air, then it's a bit different, yeah.
But from those type of conditions, I guess you kind of expect going into the game it's going to be low scoring. But you still want to see your offense be a little bit more successful with the drives that they have than just 17 freaking yards. Like, I understand the weather's bad, but the Bills had plenty of times that they moved the ball without a problem in that rain in that second half where it got really heavy. Eagles, however,
did not
move the ball like freaking 5 yards after the first drive. So I think they got 12 yards on the first drive, and then they literally got another 5 for the rest of the game.
Yep.
On the next,
the next
3
drive. And then everything else was a 3-and-out.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
There's no blueprint to win a game. And we're in week 17, already week 18, and we're looking at this like going into the playoffs.
So I think they had a total of 9 drives yesterday. 6, I'm pretty sure 6 out of the 9, or no, 5 out of the 9 were 3-and-out.
Yeah, because you had the touchdown and the 3 field goals.
and then the one where you get a first down, and then the rest were all 3 and outs.
Yep. They
You
had one
can't-
first down in the second half.
You can't have your defense on the field for that freaking long.
That's how
consistently
That's
game
how they
after
lost
game.
to the Bears. They had their defense on the field for so long, and that's how the Bears were able to run for 300 yards.
And not only in that game, the 2 previous games before, because the 2 games before were the games where it was the Detroit and the Green Bay games, right? So you had those 2 games before where your defense had already played, probably a half hour of football or 40 minutes of football in each game. So that accumulated on top of the fact that they just would not stop running the ball, and they just kept progressively getting those first downs running. It's like after a certain amount of time, the defense is just like, holy shit, we need to get off the freaking field.
Yeah, they're probably all like tired, depleted, while the offense is sitting there like
Yeah.
on a beach chair with their hands behind their head, legs crossed, like
And
with a cup with a margarita and a palm tree sticking it, like sipping on it, saying, our day is done here after 3 minutes on the field. Defense, spend the next 20 minutes of your life on the field.
And then the one thing that I also want to point out is how successful the Bills were when they went to the hurry-up offense, when they went to no-huddle offense. The Eagles' defensive front rotates so much that if you're able to get 2 to 3 successful plays from the no-huddle offense and you continue just going no-huddle, this defensive front is gassed after that second play. They're not going to get after the quarterback, and you can just sit back there and have all freaking day to throw. I don't know if you noticed the same thing while watching
I noticed
yesterday.
it, yeah.
Josh Allen carved up the defense because he had all day to throw when they went to the hurry-up offense. And that is the one area that I'm going to be concerned in, is because in the playoffs, teams are going to be more likely to implement whatever strategy that they notice works on you during the regular season.
And then they're going to see the hurry-up offense.
If all it takes is, hey, you need to execute a hurry-up offense at a 50%, success rate, and we're going to win this game, you're going to see a lot of teams in the playoffs probably go 2, 3 times, maybe 4 times throughout the game in hurry-up offense and get chunks of yardage. Because they're not going to sit there and go hurry up the entire game. But for a drive, for one drive, they might go hurry up the
especially
entire
even
drive.
like a drive where, 2-minute drill
Yeah,
going into halftime.
4-minute drill,
Mm-hmm.
Coming down at the end of the half, 4 minutes, you're up by 17. They come down, get a score. All of a sudden, you're up by 10.
You're up
What
by
if they get the
10,
ball?
yep. And then, because the Eagles, they'll go 3 and out in, 30 seconds. 'Cause
Yeah.
They want to get the world record for fastest 3 and out. So it'll be 30 seconds, you get the ball back, and now there's 3.5 minutes left on the clock, down by 10. That's plenty of time for another score.
But that's really the only concern that I have with the defense, because the rest of the defense has just been absolutely fantastic. I can't say any type of criticism, point to anything really,
Yeah.
other than when they get put in the hurry up, you can tell that those guys
They can't-
up on the defensive
yeah,
front
they
are not
can't
used to
lock in
playing
like
multiple
that.
snaps.
They the last episode that we did, and we ended up saying, which Eagle did you not want to bring back? And I said Nakobe Dean, because we have Jahad Campbell.
Yep.
And then Nakobe Dean was out for the game against the Bills, but Jahad Campbell came in and played fantastic.
He did play fantastic. He
Filling
was
in for him.
He was great.
And then he had that fumble recovery too.
He had 7 total tackles, and it could have been very easy for him to just see that the ball came out and for him to not pursue it. Because I thought that Josh Allen was just sacked while watching it. I wasn't sitting there like, oh crap, that's a fumble. I was like, oh no, he got sacked, and the ball came out after
that was
the ball
a fumble. Yep.
So I don't know how it looked to the players on the field, but I feel like that's one of those plays where you could have easily just walked away from the play and been like, oh, he's down, the ball's already on the ground, someone's just gonna there's no point
He
in
was there. It's
pursuing
like,
it.
I see. He sees that the ball is rolling. So he's like,
Right.
let me get to it. And we knew he was beating out that giant ass lineman.
I feel bad for that lineman, dude, because you see he's
like
sitting there, he's chugging along. And he's like, I'm gonna fall on it, and then all of a
He
sudden
sees Jahad Campbell speeding down.
he just
there.
comes out of nowhere, and it's just like, nope, I'm gonna fall on this right at the same time you are and snatch it away.
It's like Nick Castellanos tracking the ball down in right field. It's so bad that you had that the center fielder came over to grab it.
It's like, wait, where did you come from?
The runner's already around third.
But that was definitely a heads up play by Jahad Campbell, and I'm pretty sure he had pass breakup at one point in the game, so he had a very good overall game, and it didn't really seem like the Eagles defense is missing anything by the fact that Nakobe Dean is out,
And
so
the
I might
fact-
have to agree with you.
The fact that we were able to stop them at the 7-yard line, they got that penalty. They were first and goal, and then they couldn't get anything with James Cook. It's 2nd and 1, and
No.
Marcus Epps comes in there and just grabs James Cook.
They needed Allen to do
Allen
a
tried to
QB
get into
sneak.
the end zone, and Zach Bond was there saving the day.
But Allen did get, he did sneak in 2 different times.
He did, yeah. Well, that one touchdown was what was it? He was ruled down or something, so they did like the tush push or whatever, and he got in.
And he got in. And then the previous one was from like 4 or 5 yards out, where it was like a 2nd and 1, the first touchdown that they had.
So they were
and he
both
ended up
touchdowns
getting
from
in.
Allen. Yep.
Mhm. But the thing is we have seen teams win by this blueprint before of as long as you just don't let, your opponents score any points, then you're just going to be able to win the game regardless. Like the 2000 Ravens, I understand that is like anomaly.
They were saying that on the broadcast too. The
Like-
2000 Ravens only allowing 3 points a game.
Well, they allowed, I think, 3 in the first 2 rounds. They gave up 7 points in the NFC Championship game, and then they gave up 7 points in the Super Bowl. They won like 34-7 in the Super Bowl. I think they won the NFC Championship game. It was like 28-7.
You look at this: 16-3,
Yeah,
24-10.
like they were dominant, And if you look at the offenses that the Eagles have shut down so far this year and held to under 20 points, it's not inconceivable to sit
They
there
can
and
shut
be
down
like,
elite offenses.
Yeah, like, it's
that's
not-
not a problem.
it's not inconceivable to sit there and go, they can win a game against the Rams 15-13. Like they can win a game against the Seahawks at 19-16. Like they are capable of winning these types of games. These low scoring defense gutted out games where all the offense needs is a couple of drives to look good. And that is at least one thing that I can say about the Eagles is even though they have these stretches where they're absolutely awful, like the second half, they do have those spurts where for 3 or 4 drives in the game, they get some points. And if your defense plays as good as it does, that might be all you realistically need to get to the Super Bowl.
This is what it is, yeah. So the average is 25 points for NFL teams to give up on defense. So the Eagles have given up 20, 17, 26, 25, 21, 34, 22, 20, 7, 9, 21, 15, 22, 0, 18, and 12.
That's probably an average of, I want to say it under 22.
Yeah.
I would go with
That's
at least.
insane.
So they're holding opponents at a -3 differential than the rest of the league, essentially. That's how much better this defense is than every other defense in the league, which is pretty substantial number, Like how many times do you go into, FanDuel or BetParks or whatever your sports book is, and you see -3 as the winning or losing differential between a game? 3
Yeah, the
points
Eagles
is
have
huge.
allowed on average 18.8 points a game.
Yeah, that's
That's insane.
4 points lower than what I thought.
Yeah, they're third.
That shutout definitely helps.
Yeah.
That 0 definitely helps with the average. But
But it's
still,
a shutout is a shutout.
yeah, and
so.
still 18.8 points a game. You're holding your opponent
And
to under 20
this is-
points.
this is why
You're
the-
expected to win that game.
This is why the Cowboys care so much about defense. 29.8 average points allowed.
Yep. If you don't have a good defense,
have a good
it's
defense, you're
going
gonna
to come
lose,
back
yeah.
and bite you. Like,
I mean,
you're going to lose a lot
the
of
saying
games.
is defense wins championships.
Yeah. And this Eagles team might have the chance to prove it because even though last year I want to say the defense really did win it for them, You wouldn't know that by the score because the offense also
showed up
Yeah.
big time.
This year, it might be a completely different story. Like, if the Eagles are in the Super Bowl this year, I don't know if you remember this Super Bowl, but remember the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl?
Yes.
I want to say, like,
13-3,
Yep.
2019.
Where it was absolutely
terrible, low scoring.
awful.
Yep.
It was the lowest scoring Super Bowl, like, in the past 30-something
If
years
the
or
Eagles
whatever.
go to the Super Bowl, dude,
They can win that type
win
of game,
16-13.
though. Like, yeah, that's
Everyone
probably what
on
the score
social-
will be.
Everyone on social media is going to be in like outrage.
They're going to be like, what a boring game.
When Hurts throws for 110 yards.
But that might be where this team is headed towards. I mean, if they end up in the Super Bowl, does anyone really gonna sit here and predict that they're gonna score over 23 points?
It just depends who they're gonna play.
I don't even think it matters who they're gonna play. Like, I don't feel confident in this team scoring over like 25 points in the Super Bowl.
No, I mean, to be fair, Hurts shows up when it matters.
Yeah, 100%. He does show up when it matters, and maybe once the playoffs start, the offense will randomly just find its magic and click. I don't really believe that's going to happen, but I guess the possibility is out there.
Yeah, the Eagles are like middle of the pack, 22.6 points scored per game.
But hey, if you're scoring 22 and you're holding the opponent to 18, that's a win.
Yeah, 22 is greater than 18, so that would be a win.
That's a win right there,
That's
baby.
a win.
So
they held the Bills our average of 27.
Yeah, so
you're 27.9, basically 28 points a game, and you held them to 12.
Exactly. You're holding teams to
The
half
sixth
of what they
highest scoring
normally
offense, and you just held them to 12 damn points. Like,
they had the second best or the best rushing attack in the NFL, and
James Cook is elite.
You held them to what, 53 yards rushing? Like that was it. Well, 53 yards rushing by the running back, I think. Josh Allen definitely had,
James Cook
a couple
had
of
74 rushing yards, no touchdowns.
74 on how many attempts?
20.
So averaging,
But Saquon Barkley had 68 on 19, so they're pretty
pretty
much
comparable.
equal, yeah.
So it's not like either running back really blew the door hinges off. Like both running backs were having their tough times throughout the game. But this defense is no joke whatsoever, dude. I mean, I feel like even if this, Sirianni decides that they're going to sit some of the starters next week and play the backups in certain positions or in all the positions, I still feel like the backups on this team, on this defense, are good enough to make Marcus Mariota look silly next week.
Marcus Mariota or Josh Johnson, who knows who it's going to be. Because, we've seen like players like Byron Young step up. And
yeah. We're probably going to end up seeing, if there's no starters, we're going to see probably Keely Ringo, Jacorian Bennett. Dorian, do you think Jackson will play? Or do you think he'll be on the bench?
So it'll most likely be
who's the guy that we got from the Jets? You'll see him too.
Michael Carter.
Yeah, Michael Carter. You'll probably see them on defense. Trotter Jr. will be.
You'll probably still see
linebacker.
Jahad Campbell still.
Campbell will probably still be out there, but defensive line will be Byron Young, and I don't even know if Ajomo's going to play.
Hey, Brandon Graham's played such a good defensive tackle. Why not step and put him back there?
I don't think Brandon Graham's going to play Week 18. But, you might see a lot of guys that you haven't seen since preseason, and they're probably still going to end up going out and crushing the Packers by, like, a full 7 to 10 points.
I don't know if they're going to be able to play. I don't know if they're going to play the starters. Both games, Eagles, Washington, Bears, and Lions both play at 4:25.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, if the Bears played at 1 o'clock or the Eagles played at 1 o'clock, it'd kind of, get their decision.
Yeah, it would make it easier, but I guess...
Damn NFL.
I guess Sirianni will probably play the starters during the first half.
Probably for a half.
Check the score at halftime, see what's going on in Chicago's game. If there's still a chance...
The Lions aren't playing for anything either.
Right. But, if there's still a chance to get the 2 seed at the end of the first half, then I assume you'll probably see the starters back out there for the second. But if, Chicago's up by like 17 at the half, you're probably going to see the backups come in and play.
Most likely, yeah. And then Washington, they were saying they might play with a little more like energy because Dan Quinn was all like fired up after the game, the first game against the Eagles, saying like after the fight with Tyler Steen and all of them, he was like, "All right, we'll see them in 2 weeks. We ain't mad about them." And no, that was when they went for 2. He was like,
Yeah.
"All right, we'll see them in 2 weeks. That's whatever." Like, dude, you were at like your own 40-yard line and you punted on 4th and 7, down by like 10. Like, what are you doing?
So, for that reason as well, they could sit there and be like, "Yeah, we're not going to play the starters this week. There's no
Yeah.
point in sending them out there in a game."
Dude,
where,
especially if you're going to be playing against Josh Johnson, a third-string quarterback
Yeah.
that's like 75 years old.
who knows? What if the backups for the offense come in and they light it up? You know, what if Tanner McKee and Darius Cooper have
All right,
a
then
connection
Howie
of
Roseman's going to
180
fleece another
yards?
team for a second-round pick. I'll take it.
Well, I mean, that's what with Malik Willis and the Packers winning yesterday. I was seeing a whole bunch of stuff about like, oh, Malik Willis is going to end up getting like a $15 to $20 million contract in the offseason.
Yeah, something like Matt Flynn BS.
Like he's gonna go to the Tennessee Titans. Like they're gonna ship out Cam Ward. It's like
yeah, they're going to ship out their
right,
number 1
dude.
overall pick for
Like-
a career backup.
Like my dude, like this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like can we all
get the
just
hell out of here?
can we all just pump the brakes a little bit? Like it's Malik Willis. It's been a game. That
Yeah,
he's,
it's been 8 game. Come
like,
on, guys.
Calm down.
Now, if Jordan Love's out for an extended period of time, we'll see.
Yeah, but still, like you could end up exactly what you said with a Matt Flynn situation,
Yep.
where a guy gets a freaking like 3-year, $50 to $60 million contract off of a 4-week performance when the starter was out,
And then set for
and
life.
the defense doesn't have any chance to prepare for you because you've never freaking played a game before in the NFL. Like it's not like Matt Flynn was some dude that was some ventured quarterback that like when he
Dude, he was
took
Rodgers'
over,
backup.
right? Like it's not like he ever played, so no one knew what to expect from him. He played 4 games. He performed well in those 4 games because no one knew what to play for when playing against him, what to like scheme for, what to look for. So he ends up getting a big contract with Seattle and then ends up getting replaced after the first 3 weeks of the season by Russell Wilson, and he takes over
That's
the team.
the
and,
rest is history.
yeah, and they go to the Super Bowl. So, like, let's pump
That's
the
the
brakes.
same thing that happened
yeah.
with like Justin Fields. Like he went to the Jets and the Jets became so ass. They're like, all right, you're done
Yeah.
here.
So
I was like,
let's,
wow, I can't believe they moved on from him that fast.
let's calm down here on the Malik Willis is going to get like $20 million and is going to overtake Cam Ward for the starter in Tennessee.
I don't know who the hell said that.
Let's calm it
That's like
down
an
out here,
Elliott Shore
people.
Parks type of take.
That's a Frank Fleming take right there. If Frank Fleming was like a
our
Titans
favorite Mets fan.
if Frank was a Titans fan, that would be his analysis. He would be like, "Oh, Cam Ward, he stinks. We gotta get this guy Malik Willis in here.
He had posted something.
He's part of the Pink Pony Club."
He had posted something the other day. I forget what it was, but it was about the Mets making a signing or something like that. I was like, I'm not reading this damn thing.
Oh yeah, they did make a signing, some
Yeah.
relief pitcher or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I think I forget who it was, but Phillies haven't signed anyone.
Here we go. So he found a fake MLB tweet, like the Pirates had a signing, but it was a complete parody
Yeah.
page, and he's like, even the Pirates are outspending the Timu Mets.
The Timu Mets.
He spelled Timu wrong.
How do you spell it?
Temu, and he used 2 E's.
Oh, I think that is how it's spelled.
No, it's
T-E-M-U?
T-E- Yeah,
right?
Temu. But he
Oh,
spelled
but
it,
he did T-E-E?
but he did T like as in T Higgins.
T-E-E. T-E-mu.
Timu. Oh. But before I call this, I want to talk about the Eagles Pro Bowlers.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
So, the Eagles Pro Bowlers are a little bit concerning, I honestly feel like. So, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell are good.
Mm-hmm.
Are good Pro Bowlers. Zach Bond is good.
Hell
Jalen
yeah.
Carter's good. Cam Jurgens is like,
I mean, I don't really know if he deserves to be a Pro Bowler this
Yeah.
year. but
Like
I'll
Dallas,
take it.
Dallas Goddard not in the Pro Bowl. Jordan Davis not in the Pro Bowl. Like, I mean, seriously, Dallas
Yeah.
Goddard's been our best damn receiver pretty much all season.
Right, but do you
least-
really think anyone on this offense deserves to be a Pro Bowler?
Yeah, Dallas Goddard. Like
I mean, the touchdown numbers would indicate it, but
the touchdowns, the hustle, like Brown, he can go to the Tantrum Bowl. Devontae, honestly, I think Devontae earns it.
well, I mean, who are the other guys that made it from the NFC above him at tight end?
Well,
Like who's had a good tight end year?
honestly,
NFC
probably
wise?
George Kittle.
I mean, he's played like half the games though.
Here we
Like,
go. George Kittle and Trey McBride. All right, Trey
Okay,
McBride.
McBride is a beast.
McBride deserves it, but George
yeah,
Kittle,
McBride's a beast.
George Kittle's been like,
He's been
out for a
hurt for like
decent
a
amount of the
majority of the
season, yeah.
season. So, is
Yeah.
that the only two?
give it to Jake Tongas. Yeah, they only have two.
I guess there's possibility he could be an alternate for
Yeah, he
Kittle
could
if Kittle
be.
isn't going to play in it.
Mhm.
But I mean, if there's only two positions for tight end, you know that Dallas Goedert doesn't have the national popularity that someone like George Kittle,
yeah.
or
Mhm. Travis
know,
Kelsey.
Exactly. So the fact that Kittle gets in is not based on his play. It's based on his popularity throughout the entire league, throughout the fan base, throughout, everywhere, because he's marketable, he's weird and energetic and zany and people like that. So he ends up getting the nod to the Pro Bowl probably off of that
Jordan
alone.
Davis definitely deserves a spot in the Pro Bowl too.
Now, that's an interesting one because I feel like there's probably a decent amount of defensive tackles that end up making it to the Pro Bowl, right? It's got to
yeah,
be more. It's got to be
100%.
like 5 or 6 spots, right?
Mm-hmm. DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons got in, Ada Hutchinson.
Wait, DeMarcus Lawrence got in.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean he's had a pretty solid year, but Micah Parsons got in as a defensive tackle.
Defensive end, here we go.
Okay,
Defensive tackle, yeah. Leonard Williams, Quinnen Williams, and Carter.
yeah. Okay, only 3. I mean, I can't really argue against any of the 3 guys named though. Like
Yeah, I agree, but
Quinnen Williams has been fantastic,
Mhm.
but like,
Yeah,
can
but
you
he only
count
s-
him for NFC?
that's half a season,
Right,
dude.
that's the thing that I'm sitting here
half
thinking.
a season.
Can you really count him as NFC when he probably played a majority of his games in the AFC
Yeah, he
this
played
year?
a majority of his games for the Jets, and they're going to give him a spot on the Cowboys. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's a little. I don't know how I feel about that one, but definitely a player that's deserving of the Pro Bowl due to his caliber of play of how he's played this year, regardless if it's AFC or NFC. So I can't really argue against any of the guys that were named. Leonard Williams has been fantastic for Seattle. I'm pretty sure he's got him and DeMarcus Lawrence both have like 2 or 3 fumble returns for touchdowns
Yeah,
this
dude,
season.
that defense is for
So-
Seattle is insane.
Yeah, I can't argue against that. I can't argue against Quinnen
Eagles
Williams.
versus Seahawks. If they match up in the playoffs, the score might be 3-0.
It might come down to a Rashid Shaheed freaking like a
Punt return
punt
touchdown,
return or
yeah.
kick return that gets them within like 30 yards where they can just kick a field goal.
Yup.
Because he's been a revelation
Yeah,
ever since
dude,
he went
Rashid
over there.
Shaheed
Dude. He's been
returning. I've
fantastic.
seen all these highlights of Rashid Shaheed returning punts and touchdowns. Like,
Dude,
where was this?
He's had 3 return touchdowns since being traded to the
That's
Seahawks.
insane.
He's got 2 punt returns for a touchdown
I
and
saw he
1
made-
kick return.
He made the Pro Bowl as another
special
wide
team.
receiver.
Yeah,
but
special teams.
Special teams.
Well, that's what happens when you got 3 returns for touchdowns on the year. That's like Devin Hester shit right
Yeah,
there.
he got more
Like-
return touchdowns than receiving touchdowns.
Yeah. He's probably got more total yards in like returns than he does in receptions.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like his reception yard total is probably only around 500, and his return yards is probably around like 700 or 800. I feel like because he gets a lot of good returns. Plus, I don't know how much you usually get as a return man on the season. Because
Well, it
you
just
return the
depends how
ball a
much
decent
times
amount of
you're-
time.
Just depends how much times you're punting and kicking and stuff.
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
Yeah,
If your
he has,
defense is as good as Seattle's is, you're going to get plenty of opportunities to return, you know?
he has 14 receptions with the Seahawks for 186 yards and 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's probably got like at least 500 return yards that's going to Seattle. So that's absolutely insane. But even though I feel like maybe Jordan Davis would be deserving, I don't think that really anyone from this offense, with how it's performed this year, you can really be like, oh yeah, they deserve to make it over whoever
besides,
made it. Like,
Dallas Goedert.
eh,
I would give the nod to him over Kittle just because he didn't miss time like Kittle.
that's true. So I might be more inclined to agree with you on that. But Devontae not making it, there's a lot of good wide receivers, man. Like,
There is.
there's
yeah,
a lot of
I'll
good
give you
wide
that.
receivers.
I mean, Zay Flowers made the Pro Bowl, and he has more fumbles and touchdowns.
well, that's also AFC.
But still, yeah.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, see, Amon-Ra St. Brown, George Pickens, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, Puka Nakua. I mean, Devontae Smith.
Yeah, those are all pretty damn good
Yeah,
wide
those
receivers.
are probably the best 4 wide receivers in the league.
Yeah. So Devontae Smith had a hard field to go up against. And honestly, same with Goddard when you got to go up. There's only 2 spots at your position.
Yeah, and McBride obviously deserves that spot.
Like, he could potentially be named an All-Pro,
Yeah,
but
I
still
feel
not
like
make the Pro Bowl.
I feel
you
like
know?
All-Pro matters more than Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like that
Because
matters more. And
I'd
I feel
rather
like
have like Jordan Davis or
right.
Jordan Davis or Dallas Goedert, like a first or second team All-Pro, rather
Than
than
a Pro Bowl
a
selection.
meaningless Pro Bowl where it's a
Yeah,
flag
exactly.
football game. Like,
So I feel like the amount of time that Kittle has missed will definitely like make him ineligible to even get any type of All-Pro honors. And if that's the case, then there's not a reason why Goddard shouldn't at least make second team All-Pro. Because I think 2 at each position make first team and 2 at each position make second team. So if you're going to sit there and tell me that there's 3 tight ends that have been better in the NFC, I don't think so.
yeah.
He's definitely one of the top 4 tight ends in the NFC without a doubt. But that's all I got for Dallas
Yeah,
Goedert.
that's all I got. Hopefully the Eagles, get that 2 seed. I doubt they will, but we've seen improbable stuff happen. So we'll talk to you after Week 18 and enjoy your New Year.
Happy New Year.